Hi everyone, welcome to Daily News Analysis. Today is 10th of May and a lot is happening in India, outside India. A lot is happening in Sri Lanka, in Russia. So let's look at some of the important highlights of today. The first news is coming from Sri Lanka, where Sri Lanka's Supreme Court has cleared the path to legalize homosexuality. As you might be aware that in Indian Supreme Court also we are having this case of legalizing same-sex marriage. However, here it's not about marriage, it's only about homosexuality. So the Supreme Court of Sri Lanka has ruled that a bill seeking to decriminalize homosexuality is not inconsistent with the constitution. So with this statement, it has cleared the way for a parliamentary debate and vote on the subject. The Supreme Court is of the opinion that the bill as a whole or any provision thereof is not inconsistent with the constitution. So this was said by the parliamentary speaker Mahinda Yappa, who announced this on Tuesday. The determination pertains to a recent case challenging a ruling party legislature's private member bill that seeks to amend Sri Lanka's penal code and decriminalize homosexuality. The bill, gazetted in March, effectively states that sexual orientation of a person shall no longer be a punishable offense, and any sexual conduct between two consenting adults of the same sex in public or private shall no longer be an offense. So there was a reference to 377 in its ruling. Sri Lanka's apex court cited the landmark Navdeep Singh Johar versus Union of India case. That is an Indian case in which all consensual sex among adults, including those in same-sex relationships, was decriminalized as the court historically struck down Section 377. So our case was also cited in the Supreme Court of Sri Lanka to give effect to this judgment. Sub judice cases shouldn't be politicized. The Supreme Court says that the cases that are still in the court, that are still being heard in the court, there should not be any political comments on them. So the Supreme Court said that sub judice cases should not be politicized after a petitioner alleged that Home Minister Amit Shah has made public statement about the scrapping of 4% quota for Muslims in Karnataka ahead of this assembly elections. Why should such statements be made by anyone when the matter is sub judice? So this was observed by a bench of Justices K.M. Joseph, B.V. Nagarthana and Ahsanuddin Amanullah. Same-sex couples, live-in partners not included in surrogacy laws. Center informs Supreme Court that same-sex couples and live-in partners are not included in surrogacy and assisted reproduction laws to avoid misuse and to provide children a complete family. The Department of Health Research and the Indian Council of Medical Research in this affidavit said that the welfare of the child is most important. The welfare of the child triumphs any notion of equality amongst prospective intending parents or couples. It said that the Supreme Court has decriminalized same-sex relations and live-in relations. Neither any special provisions have been introduced with respect to same-sex living couples, nor have they been granted any additional rights. So the government said that the inclusion of live-in and same-sex couples within the ambit of surrogacy would lead to misuse. It would be difficult to ensure a better future for the child born through surrogacy in these cases. Supreme Court will hear appeal against screening of the Kerala story. As you know that West Bengal has banned Kerala story, and the Supreme Court agreed to list on 15th May. That was an appeal filed by the Kerala High Court's refusal to stay the screening of the film The Kerala Story. So appearing before a bench led by Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud, Senior Advocate Kapil Sibal made a mentioning for the earlier listing of the appeal, saying the issues required the urgent attention of the top court. Meanwhile, the makers of the film have approached the Supreme Court against the West Bengal government for banning its screening. The state had stopped the screening to avoid incidents of hatred and violence. Delhi Lieutenant General seeks Lieutenant Governor seeks report on Kejriwal house renovation, And National Green Tribunal has formed a panel. So Kejriwal is being attacked from two sides. Twin setbacks, ongoing controversy over the renovation of his six Flagstaff Road civil lines official residence. While officials at LG House said VK Saxena had forwarded a complaint by senior Congress leader Ajay Maken about the actual amount being 171 crore rupees to the chief secretary, and he sought a detailed report on the charges therein within 7 days. The NGT formed a committee to ascertain the factual position on alleged violation of the environmental norms during construction. Today we have this poll on Karnataka. So since last 14-15 days, you must be seeing the campaigning was on all-time high. So after a fortnight of high decibel poll campaigns, Karnataka is set to vote today to elect a new government. In 4 decades, it has not happened that a same government was re-elected. So it remains to be seen whether they will be the existing government will be able to retain their position, or there is a change in government. So resurgent Congress has mounted a challenge. The Janata Dal is fighting to retain its identity in state politics. Assam plans to ban polygamy. As you know that the Constitution of India says that we should strive for uniform civil code. However, as far as Muslim personal laws are concerned, polygamy is not an offense. Bigamy is an offense as far as Hindus are concerned, but for Muslims it's not an offense. So Assam plans to ban polygamy. So the BJP government in Assam has decided to set up a panel towards handling a part of the Uniform Civil Code after a crackdown on child marriage polygamy. Chief Minister Hemant Biswa Sarma said a decision has been taken to form an expert committee to examine whether the government has the authority to ban polygamy in the state. As you know, the situation in Manipur, so the curfew was relaxed for 4 hours in the riot hit Manipur. So army and central paramilitary forces, they continue strict vigilance sensitive and vulnerable areas of the state. Mizoram MP urges Prime Minister Modi to send joint paramilitary team for an independent probe. LinkedIn has laid off 716 workers. So you must be hearing the news of the companies laying off employees a lot these days. So LinkedIn has also joined the league, 716, and ironically, LinkedIn is the platform that offers job to other people, and it has fired its own people. So that's ironic. Imran Khan has been arrested, and there are protests in the Pakistan. So Imran Khan, the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, he was arrested when he appeared in a court to seek bail. There were already multiple corruption cases on him, so he was going to the court for bail in those cases. But he was arrested and taken to Rawalpindi. His wife and other PTI leaders are also facing inquiry. So he's also the chairman of PTI, that is Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. Now it remains to be seen. There is a lot of unrest in Pakistan. Let's see what happens. Putin says that West is waging a war on Russia, and he says that at a World War II event. And ironically, again, he says that after there was a latest barrage of missiles at Ukraine, like the fight between Russia and Ukraine is still ongoing, and Russia is saying, Putin is saying that West is waging a war on Russia. So that is all about the international and national news for today. Hope it was helpful. Thank you so much. See you in the next session with more set of news. Till then, have a good day.